Mga kababayan, mainit ang balita tungkol kay Martin Romualdez. Ang title ng episode na ito ay The Scapegoat Strikes Back. Malapit na itong matapos ang chapter na ito ng flood control corruption. Pero importante ang recent na pahayag ni Martin Romualdez para maintindihan natin kung sino ba talaga ang mastermind. Sinasabi ni Romualdez, hindi siya ang mastermind. Pakinggan natin.
How can I be the mastermind? I was the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, but the House of Representatives is only one part of the branch of government, the legislature. The national budget is not conceived, executed, implemented, bidded out, supervised, and completed by one congressman or even by Congress alone, and certainly not by the Speaker of the House. I want to make this simple and clear. The national budget does not depend on just one person. The budget does not begin in the House. It begins in the executive. The agencies and departments prepare their proposals. The executive consolidates them into the National Expenditure Program, and that program is then submitted to Congress. From there, the House deliberates, but the House is not one person, and it is certainly not the Speaker alone. It is a collegial body made up of hundreds of members, multiple committees, vice chairs, and institutional processes. In fact, there are around 85 committees, each with its own jurisdiction, leadership, and members. No speaker can personally control every committee, much less direct the actions of other branches or government agencies. It happens when projects are implemented. It happens where projects are actually implemented, where procurement is undertaken, where monetary disbursements are actually made. And it happens when substandard projects are passed off as legitimate or when ghost projects are made to appear real. That is why command responsibility is far more logically relevant in the executive branch, where there is actually supervision, operational control, and implementation on the ground, than in the collegial legislative body, where constitutional role is deliberation and appropriation. Congress does not build flood control projects. Congress does not conduct procurement. Congress does not inspect whether a project was actually completed. Congress does not certify whether the work done was substandard or not. So if the allegation is that there was a systemic corruption in flood control implementation, then the public should ask the obvious question: where does implementation actually happen? Definitely not in the session hall of the House of Representatives. Records would show that I did not participate in those meetings, and I was not privy to what exactly transpired during the deliberations. However, two people were instrumental in making those budget decisions: Chis Escudero and Zaldico. And once the budget becomes law, the work of implementing flood control projects, or any project for that matter, is solely within the purview of the executive, including the DPWH, certainly not by legislators. I will not allow myself to be turned into the scapegoat so that others who are actually accountable can walk away clean. If this is a political play to push me out and close the story, tarnishing my name and my reputation, then I'm telling everyone now, I will not go quietly and I will not go alone. I will not be the fall guy for other people's corruption. I have been in public life long enough. I have seen enough. I have heard enough. I know many things about this current administration and past administrations as well. And I say this carefully. If this matter is to be handled as a legal issue, then let it be handled legally, soberly, and according to evidence. But if certain people insist on waging this in the court of public opinion, then I will have no choice but to defend myself publicly as well. To the Ombudsman, I say this with full respect. If your office truly believes in justice, then follow the sworn statements, follow the records, and follow the evidence all the way. Do not stop where it is politically convenient. Do not settle for the easiest headline. Do not confuse public pressure with prosecutorial duty. What I ask of the Office of the Ombudsman is simple: follow the rule of law and due process. This is a serious matter and it should be handled with seriousness, not with haste, theatrics, or shortcuts. I'm ready and willing to respond to every allegation in the proper forum, through the proper pleadings, motions, and submissions that the law allows. And to those who think they can throw me under the bus to save themselves, this is what I have to say to you. I am ready to defend my name. My silence should not be mistaken for weakness, ignorance, or fear. I know enough to defend myself, and if I am forced to do so in public, I will. Maraming salamat po.
Very strong words indeed from Martin Romualdez, no less than the first cousin of President Bongbong Marcos, who was his kapitan, his henchman, his trusted family member, who was supposed to be his cohort in his political dynasty's scheme. Remember that Sandro Marcos will not be of age in the next election for the president after 2028, in 2028. And therefore, I believe their plan was for Martin Romualdez to run in 2028 and hold that dynasty for Sandro Marcos. That is why BBM and Martin edged out Vice President Sara very early in the game, or within a little more than 1 year after the elections, their unit team was broken. And the focus of Martin Romualdez was in the 2025 elections. That is why the budget under BBM since 2022 to 2025 and 2026 was crucial to this political plan. Makukulong ba si Martin Romualdez? Sinasabi ni Ombudsman Remulla na fa-filean niya ng plunder case si Martin Romualdez at si Chis Escudero. Pero alam niyo naman na marami pang pwedeng mangyari. Pero kung totoo yan, at sa ngayon, ang Martin Romualdez ay walang pahintulot na makalabas ng bansa sa ating gobyerno, mas maniniwala ako na itutuloy ni Ombudsman Remulla ang sinasabi niyang plunder case against Martin Romualdez. And if that happens, walang piyansa. Ibig sabihin, makukulong si Martin Romualdez kagaya ng pagkulong nila sa kay Bong Revilla. Ngayon, titingnan natin, nauna pa nga na ikulong si Bong Revilla na malayo sa statements ni Saldico. Ito pa kaya si Martin Romualdez na siyang sinasabi ni Saldico na kanilang pinagkaisahan, a conspiracy, na gawin itong budget na may flood control projects. At sinabi pa ni Saldico na nag-order si BBM sa kanya na dagdagan, isingit o insertion ang 100 billion na projects ni BBM at dyan kumita, sabi ni Saldico, sa kickback si BBM ng 25 billion na kanyang hinatid o pinahatid sa kanyang mga security guards sa bahay at sa Malacanang. At sabi niya, naghatid din sila ng mali-malitang pera sa bahay ni Martin Romualdez dito sa Forbes.
Lahat po ng insertion na punta sa ating Pangulo at Speaker Martin Romualdez. Ako lang at ang aking mga tao, sila Paul Estrada, Mark Tiksay, at ang aking mga security ang nag-deliver papunta sa bahay nila Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at Speaker Martin Romualdez sa North Forbes Park, South Forbes Park, hanggang sa Malacanang. Yung mga deliveries po ay merong record ang aking mga tao. Totoo po yung sinasabi ni Orly Gutesa na nag-deliver siya sa Forbes Park. Totoo din po ang sinasabi ni Orly Gutesa na nag-deliver siya sa Malacanang nung siya ay nasa Senado. Para mapatunayan ang mga litrato na deliveries ay ilalabas ko po together with this video.
Ang sinasabi ni Martin, hindi siya ang mastermind. Si BBM ang mastermind. Kasi sinasabi ni Martin na ang budget na yan ay nanggagaling din naman sa opisina ng presidente. At Diyan ang tinatawag nilang National Expenditure Program. At pag natapos na dyan sa Kongreso, sabi niya, sa House of Representatives, ay umaakyat doon sa Senado at gumagawa sila ng small committee o bicameral conference tungkol sa budget. At kung saan sinabi ni Martin Romualdez, hindi siya umupo doon. Ang umupo lamang doon ay si Chis Escudero bilang Senate President at si Saldi Co. So, klaro, na malinis pala gumalaw itong si Martin Romualdez. Dahil alam niya na pag may nangyari dito, walang masisisi dahil wala siyang footprints. Hindi mo makikita ang kanyang galawan doon sa small committee at bicameral conference. At by the way, hindi niya minimension ang chair ng Senate Finance Committee na si Grace Poe. Pero minimension niya si Chis Escudero. Kung saan, itong si Ombudsman Remulla ngayon ay siya ring magfa-file ng plunder case laban kay Chis Escudero kasama si Martin Romualdez. At sinasabi ni Martin, bakit ako ang mastermind? Hindi naman ako, hindi naman Congress ang nag-i-implement ng mga flood control projects at substandard projects na yan. Executive naman ang gumagawa niyan. Ang sinasabi dito ni Martin na hindi niya diretsang sinasabi ay si BBM ang mastermind. Pero mga kababayan, huwag nating kalimutan na sa plunder ay merong conspiracy, yung napagkaisahan nila lahat na gawin nito simula pa sa budget dahil walang flood control na ghost projects at substandard projects kung walang simula dyan sa budget na simula pa lang habang ginagawa ang budget ay naisip na nila na kikita sila ng kickback at halos trilyon-trilyon na flood control projects ang nilagay nila sa budget. At sabi ni Martin Romualdez, hindi daw niya yan alam. Ay ano ng klase ka namang speaker? Kung hindi mo alam yung budget mo, parang nakakapagtaka naman yan masyado. Na hindi mo pala alam. Ang sinasabi mo lang, si Saldi Co lang ang may alam niyan at si Chis Escudero. Kaya dapat wala kang pananagutan. Pero ang conspiracy is the act of one is the act of all. Yan ang conspiracy. Ang sinasabi dito na hindi pa sinasabi ni Ombudsman, which I'm going to say, is this, that this conspiracy to plunder the coffers in the budget through these flood control projects that are ghosts and substandards began in the preparation of the budget, not in the implementation of that budget. That the plan and design, there was one design that they all agreed on, that they were going to pack that budget in several years with flood control funds because it's very hard to trace flood control funds. That's why ghost projects, ang dami-dami. Meron pang mga projects na napunduhan na sa ganitong taon, pinunduhan uli sa sunod na taon. Pero lahat ay multo lang, ghost lang, at hindi nakita nung nag-inspeksyon na ang Secretary Vince Dizon. Ang sinasabi naman ng iba, kung si BBM ang mastermind, bakit siya ang nagpa-imbestiga? Ito po ang sagot ko. Ang hindi po talaga naisip ni BBM at ni Martin Romualdez na babaha ng ganung klaseng baha ang Pilipinas. They did not anticipate the hand of God. That as a result na kalbo-kalbo na ang forest natin at ghost ang mga flood control projects ay bumaha ng todo, hindi lamang sa Metro Manila, o hindi sa ibang parte pa sa mga probinsya. Sa Bulacan na lamang ay paulit-ulit na pinunduhan itong flood control projects. Yung ibang mayor na hindi nila alam ang ginagawa ng kanilang congressman, ay hindi lamang sila nagulat, napaiyak pa dyan sa Bulacan. Kaya sinasabi ni Martin, hindi siya ang mastermind. Pero conspiracy ito, Martin eh. The act of one is the act of all. Kaya kung sabihin mo, hindi totoo na ikaw ang mastermind, sabihin mo na sa amin na si BBM talaga ang mastermind para magkaalaman na. Hindi ba? Ngayon, mga kababayan, sabi ni Martin Romualdez, zero flood control daw siya sa kanyang distrito. Kaya wala daw siyang flood control. Huwag nating kalimutan na napaka-powerful ng speaker na kahit saang district siya ay pwedeng kahit saang district na pondo ay pwede niyang maabot. Hindi natin sinasabi kung alin dyan na project na nag-kickback si Martin Romualdez. Sinasabi ni Saldico na nag-deliver siya ng kickback sa bahay ni Martin Romualdez sa Forbes. Yan ang sinabi ni Saldico. At ang simple na explanation dyan ay yung perang yan galing sa mga flood control projects at substandard projects na kickback ay galing sa iba't ibang funds sa ibang distrito na hindi sa distrito ni Martin. Malinis nga naman yung distrito niya. Kung yun lang ang titingnan natin. Pero ang power naman ng speaker ay napakalawak. Ang hindi inaasahan talaga ni Martin na darating ang panahon na masyado ng praning si BBM. Masyado na siyang under siege kagaya ngayon. At ang survey rating niya ay bumulusok na. Hindi niya inaasahan na siya pala ang gagawing sangkalan. Kaya ginamit niya yung word na, I will not be the scapegoat. Yan. At if you think you're gonna throw me under the bus, sabi ni Martin, I'm going to fight, sabi niya. I'm going to defend myself. At marami akong nalalaman tungkol sa administrasyon na ito at sa mga nakaraan pang administrasyon. Kaya eto na mga kaibigan, ang abangan natin, ang sunod na kabanata. Talaga bang ipakukulong ni BBM at ni Remulla si Martin? Palagay ko, yung senaryo ko lang akin lang to. Na magkainitan na, nalaman na ni Martin Romualdez na talagang gagawin siyang scapegoat o sangkalan. Para tumahimik na lang itong mga rally na ito, ibigay na ang malaking isda, and that big fish is Martin Romualdez. Siguro sinabi ni Martin Romualdez sa kay Ombudsman at kay BBM na if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me. Yan. Nagbanta siya, kagaya ng pagbabanta niya ngayon. Kaya lalong nainis sa kanya si Remulla at si BBM, tinuluyan siya. After all, when he is in jail, he can talk all he likes, but he's gonna grow old in jail. Yun ang sinasabi natin na hindi naman totoo na gusto talaga ni BBM na bumalik si Saldico. In fact, it is not an extradition because we don't have an extradition treaty with Prague. It is not also an Interpol network because this is obviously a deportation. I-deport si Saldico. Hindi yun inasahan ni BBM at ang kanyang gang na i-deport si Saldico at pababalikin dito. At pag bumalik dito si Saldico, palagay nyo kaya, anong sasabihin ni Saldico? Sasabihin ni Saldico uli yung mga sinabi niya na noon na inutos sa kanya yan ni Martin. At dinagdagan pa ng 100 billion ang insertion ni BBM dahil inutos din ni BBM sa kanya at ni Secretary Amina Pangandaman. At nang kanyang tinanong si Speaker Martin kung ito ba ay totoo, dahil nag-worry na si Saldico na masyado ng malaki, 100 billion, bubukol na. Sinabi ni Martin sa kanya, what the President wants the president gets. Now, will President BBM get what he wants? Is he going to succeed in making Martin Romualdez his first cousin and his trusted lieutenant in his dynasty to go to jail? Will he let him go to jail? And what will be the next steps of Martin Romualdez? If I were to advise Martin Romualdez, I'd say, tell the truth. Save yourself from the wrath of the people. Mga kababayan, ito po si Attorney Rowena Guanzon sa Usapang Matino.